little video tonight. Not a review this time. If you follow my channel, you'll know that I picked up some of these Red Wings 875s, a real classic mock toe with a white Christie, probably a couple of years ago. I wore them really heavily for sort of 18 months, and then I sort of retired them, did some reviews along the way, but for the last sort of 9 months these have been really very seldom worn. I've been generally wearing Thoroughgoods, Golden Fox and a few other boots that I've got in rotation. If you follow my channel, you'll have a good idea of what I'm wearing at the moment. But the reason why I put these into sort of retirement in a way is because the soles reached the end of their life, and they did that quite quickly. I felt I did give these pretty heavy wear, but indeed they have worn very heavily. You know, there's no traction up there at all, and the heels really wore very severely. A soft compound, which meant that the step at the back there really exaggerated, and it's always got to the point where it's uncomfortable. So, as I say, both very smooth and definitely in need of a resole, and that's what today's video is about. So, I guess when you buy Red Wings, you really do buy into the idea of resoling your boots. They're not cheap boots. They certainly need to be sort of boots which will give you many years of good service to justify the price, and you know, I think they do. I think they do justify the price. The leather is superb. They do deserve resoling. So then comes the decision: how are you going to resole them? First of all, if you're in the US, a very simple process. They go back to the factory, pretty much the one that they're made in, as far as I'm aware, and they have a full rebuild. It's a fixed price of $125, I think it was, if I checked on their website correctly. You even get new laces and a tub of conditioner, which is really good, and I think that would make me feel really good because it's going back to factory spec, and I do quite like that. You know, people own that, and they own the outcome. In Europe and elsewhere, Red Wing have set up a network of quality cobblers who will do the work for them. You can go direct to them, or you can just send them back through the sort of main Red Wing store. So for me, that would mean sending it up to London. That's fine as well. It's just that, you know, sort of part of you wonders whether you're going to get things right back to spec or not. But having followed some of the cobblers on Instagram, the work they do is excellent. And not only will they do all the soles that Red Wing would typically offer, but they also offer lots of other variations as well. So that's all right, and I think the pricing, it's a bit variable. I think it's about £90 in the UK for a sort of return to factory finish Christie white sole, up to 120 I think it is if you want the rockier sole, which is the sort of built up sole that you get on the Beckman, which is really nice, I think. But so there's a bit of variation in the price, and there's a few other options, and you know, if you want to go sort of away from the standard Red Wing soles, then these cobblers really can do it. But I do want to pick up an authentic Red Wing sole. So obviously the options are go back to factory standard. Not going to do that. I find this white Christie sole very comfortable. It's a good sole. It looks great. But as I've got other boots with the white soles, and I do find that I wear my boots quite hard, and if you watch any of my videos, I always like quite a deep tread pattern, so I'm going to look at something else. There's a number of options, just going through them now, and I'll hopefully cut in some photos so you know what I'm talking about if I can get my video editing skills up to speed. The nitrile cork sole is obviously a sole which is featuring a heel, so it doesn't have the sort of the extra traction of all the sole touching the ground. Probably most commonly seen on the Iron Rangers. The nitrile cork sole looks really good in terms of its hard wearing properties. It's very low profile, black sole with a heel, as I say. Not wholly in the character of the mock toe, really, I don't think. Also, it's got a completely smooth profile. It doesn't have any tread on it at all. It's got a slight texture, but you know, it's smooth. And for day to day, walking on certain wet pavements, on wet grass, on mud, I find a smooth sole actually quite hard work. So the nitrile sole, I think it's hard wearing. but having no tread pattern at all, I've pretty much discounted that one straight away. The next up is also found on the Iron Ranger is the Vibram Mini Lug. So again, a very low profile, black sole, black rubber, heel, all one piece, pretty hard wearing, and it's just got in the sole patch here, not even right up to the edges, but it's got kind of an sort of a enclosed area of sort of mini lug pattern. You know, that really popular, well-known sort of crosses and dashes sort of Vibram pattern, but just in the midsection. So it'll keep that sort of low profile, sort of more formal look, although these are obviously casual boots, but it gives that more formal look, lower profile. Again, not really a perfect match for a mock toe, I don't think, and also I really want some more tread. I really do want to keep a good deep tread pattern. Then obviously you've got the full lug, which Red Wing don't use that often. Really the most popular boot with that on is the Ice Cutter, or indeed the Roughneck, which is a mock toe style boot. The Vibram full lug, I think it's a strong contender. It's got a really deep tread pattern. It looks nice and chunky. Again, it mixes up the look a little bit for a mock toe with the heel unit, but it does look pretty hard wearing. Another option is the Rockier, which is found on the Beckman. Really like it. Very stylish, very nice how it's built up, with layers of leather, then the rubber lug portion sewn on top of that. And on the heel, it's a full heel unit, so you could rebuild that if you wanted. I think the Rockier, looking at what some of these cobblers can do, they can put extra sort of layers of leather in, really sort of build it up sort of into sort of a bit of a, I guess it looks like a retro sort of boot. It looks like kind of like straight from the 70s, but they really are handsome, and I think the Rockier sole's really, really good. Just good, well, it's craftsmanship really. I think I really like it actually. However, for me, I think probably at some point I will own a pair of Beckmans. So that's, I think, probably my time to try out the Rockier really. And finally, I've probably missed some out here, but finally the other one that I've considered is a super sole. I don't think they use that on any models apart from the classic mock toe, which is the 8804. Slightly different from the other mock toes because it's got a kind of ribbed, piped leather collar up here, which looks like it'd be quite comfortable, but they kind of look very utilitarian. But the super sole, you know, it is supposed to be the most hard wearing compound. I don't quite know how or why. I've not seen any reviews of it actually. I really must check them out on YouTube actually, because I'm intrigued to know how that wears. It feels like a challenge for someone who's always moaning about the quality and longevity of soles. I really feel like I should try it out. But again, it's got a very, very fine tread pattern, and whilst the sole might last forever, the tread pattern looks like it would go really quickly. So those are the options. Definitely not going to have the Christie again. If you watch my videos, I always moan about the longevity of soles, always moan about them going smooth too quickly. So for me, I think I'm going to be sending these back and getting the Vibram, the full lug Vibram. So that will take the look of, as I say, the Roughneck, which is the 8146. Hopefully I'll cut in a picture now. And yeah, I think it'll look pretty good. And again, I've got other white soled boots. It's nice to mix it up. And I think that's the right choice for me. Again, you know, once that's worn out, send them back, get them resold again. It's not the end of the world if I've decided that maybe not the perfect sole out there. But I do want to try it out. I think, as I say, for someone who's moaning about tread depth, I think I've got to go Vibram full lug. Okay, so in the next week, hopefully, I'll be getting these back up to Red Wing. I'm going to let them handle the deal with the cobbler. So I think what will be happening is I'll send them up to Red Wing. They'll ask me for some money, pay them over the phone, and then the next thing I know, probably in about 4 weeks' time, these will come back and we'll do another follow-up for those, and then we'll see how those soles were, because I think I've got high hopes for the full lug, but we'll see. Okay, well, we'll leave it there. Next thing you'll see of these boots will hopefully be resold. Hopefully they'll have the Vibram full lug. let me know your thoughts. Is that what you'd pick? I don't know. Let's see. If you haven't seen my channel before, check it out. Very into quality footwear. Done a few reviews. Always wear them hard. Really want to see how boots perform, and that's what I review really. Also into denim, everyday carry, pens, pen knives, fountain pens, coffee making kit. Just got back into guitar, do a few reviews on guitar stuff, and yeah, check it out. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and we'll see you for the next video. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.